This is even more official than my podcast. You guys got fancy fucking mics. I'm over here like, what's up, man? I'm over here like, oh, yeah, I got this microphone I attached to my computer today. And
you know, these do it too, though.
Do they really?
Yeah, a little.
They have a USB input?
Yeah. And they're a copy of the
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How's it going? Good to see you, too.
Oh, this is my friend Tino. He does the podcast with me.
What's up, man? Nice to meet you,
All
too.
all right.
Dude, Chucky's not here, so I can fight him about FWC? Miserable fuck. I watched that part of your podcast, and I was like, Chucky, shut up.
He's supposed to be here. He's
cool.
supposed to be
I'll
walking
find
around. I'll send you a text when he's like, yo, let's go. Let's jump him. That's like the best part of the podcast is like having everybody like disagree with each other. And we're like, oh my God, it's fucking.
It sets up the battles.
Yeah,
it sets
dude.
up the battles.
And then I'm just there like watching him and fucking Chuk just go at it. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck?
This got real. Yeah.
For sure. So Daytona, how's it going for you?
Dude, Daytona's been great, man.
Hell yeah.
Daytona's been great. It's always a fun time being down here. I mean, come on, on the beach.
Yeah.
Hanging out, playing with reptiles.
Hell yeah,
Dude,
man.
Yeah.
It's the best time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, before we do reptile stuff, there's two things that I love when in the reptile community. It's one, when I find somebody else who's Hispanic, because I'm Hispanic, but two is finding another musician.
Hey, heck
yeah,
man.
Dude.
Yes, sir.
So how's the music going for you?
Dude, music has been going really great
Yeah?
right now. Yeah. So of course, you bring it up, and I can't talk about what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
But I've got 2 albums that I'm working on in Atlanta for some high-profile artists. So I'm like super stoked about that.
Good.
And then while I was here, I was at Buc-ee's, and I got a phone call.
I call them bussies. Bussies.
Oof. I got a phone call from an incredible trombone player is based in New Orleans, but he's up in Vermont recording his album right now, and he's like, I need to fly you up to Vermont. I need you on this record. So I'm like, hell yeah. So
dude, that's awesome, man. So it's like you're doing shows, you're doing session work, and it's going great.
Yeah.
So as far as like a full-time gig, you're back and forth between that and music?
Yeah, reptiles and music, yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
that's
all it is.
Literally the goal. So I was a touring musician for a metal band.
Okay.
And I did that for 5 years, pretty much right out of high school.
Yeah.
The problem was, that shit doesn't make money.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's
I'm
rough.
there and I would work when I'm home, save up all my money, get on the road, spend all the money because the guarantees are very small. It's an up and coming act, even though it's like we were signed by a record label, but it was like an indie label, you know. Nothing really was going on with that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I ended up finding Reptiles, and I'm like, all right, Reptiles, we'll get that shit going, and then I'll make my way back to music. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Honestly, man, the Reptiles fund a lot of what I'm trying to do with music. Like,
That's awesome,
I'm working on my 3rd album right now, and all the money that's going to the album is coming from the Reptiles. You know, so
Fucking sick,
that's been the way to make it happen. Otherwise, dude, it's fucking
it's
expensive.
hard, bro.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, when I was in high school, you had to go record with somebody. Nowadays, everybody's like, no, I got this shit at home, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, come on. What is it? Billie Eilish's album where she won all those Grammys was recorded in a freaking bedroom.
That's what I'm saying,
like, come
dude.
on, bro.
Yeah,
what
man.
is happening?
Dude, it's insane, man. But it is what it is. So, Reptiles, what are you working with these days? We got ball pythons. You have some brettles.
Yep.
What else?
It's got some jungles. Raising up some Macklots pythons, which I'm super excited about those. Bloods and short tails. Probably like 7 or 8 different colubrid species as well. So I've got a little bit of everything. And the big one right now has been Amazon tree boas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been going hard on the Amazon tree boas. So
man,
yeah, I've got like 4.12
Jesus
that I'm raising up.
Christ, bro. That's ridiculous. Oh, man.
Yeah. I think depending. So next season, so I bred Amazons when I was in my teens.
Okay.
And then like I just got out of them. And now the more people are working with them, you're seeing all the crazy colors and everything, whatever. So I got bit by the bug hard. And I'm like, okay, so now not this year, but next year is like my big trial year. I've got 4 or 5 girls that'll be ready to go. Okay. So I got to reprove it to myself that I can breed them again. If I can do it, then I'll go from 4.12 to like 15.40.
Oh, Jesus.
So
how big is the space that you're working with? Is it like a whole house?
Basement.
A basement?
Basement,
okay.
yeah.
Where are you located out here? North
in
Carolina?
North Carolina,
North Carolina, okay. So something else that I find real cool is that there's a lot of people who have, like, in the reptile community, have attached, or rather got their start with a bigger company, that they have a hard time getting their, like, name out of the bigger company. And you've done a very good job with that, where it's like you are your own person, even though you did work with bigger entity and stuff like that. So how was that process for you? Were you like worried when leaving that you'd still have your identity, or how was that going for you?
Yeah, I mean, so Kevin, definitely a lot of people know me from my work at Nerd, for sure. Luckily for me, like I knew Kevin for over a decade before I started working there, and had a business before I started working there for many years. Yeah. So when I started back at Nerd, it was after my hiatus because of college. So people recognized me from 10 plus years ago from my original business. And they were like, oh, we thought you fell off the face of the earth.
There we
now you're at Nerd. That's awesome. So, and Kevin was always really good about keeping that separation existing. Like it was like, hey, Jeremy, go follow Jeremy at Brassman Reptiles. Like he was always really proactive in pushing that. Yeah. So when I did split, it was like, just go over there and follow him. So he made that transition really smooth. Yeah.
That's real nice of him. I know way too many. So I'm originally from Miami, and I know a couple bigger people there that I always noticed that they kept their people to the side. And I'm like, man, like you have so much talent that you don't want to bring up with you. And I ended up moving. I ended up coming here to work for Imperial Reptiles, and he's been, helping me out a lot, like getting me going and shit like that.
Heck yeah, man.
It's real cool stuff, man. Well, what did you buy at the show? What'd you get?
Man.
Can we talk about
I bought some things. Yeah, I bought some things. So I'm really invested in the Hidden Gene Woma project.
Okay.
Anybody who really follows me knows that for ball pythons. So I've got Hidden Gene Woma clown stuff. Awesome. But I wanted the Hidden Gene Woma pieds.
Okay.
So my buddy Frank Bird has been making Hidden Gene Woma pied stuff for a few years. So I was like, all right, I think now I need to pull the trigger. So I picked up a Hidden Gene Woma Fire Yellow Belly Het pied from him. Okay. It'll be ready to breed in a year. So I've got a couple 2,000 gram female pieds I'm just going to throw them to and make some Hidden Gene Woma pieds.
Cool shit, man.
And then I picked up some corn snakes for my scaleless project. So I got like an Anery Tessera triple het scaleless hypo blood red, and then a caramel motley het scaleless het hypo, and then a pair of Okati Tessera scalelesses.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Way too many corn snakes.
For sure. So go ahead and tag yourselves. We'll get it going, man.
Bam. So check me out all over social media because I hate my life at Brassman Reptiles. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check out the Reptile Talk podcast where we don't get into aggressive fights and throw tables. But come check it out. And if you're interested in any of my music, check out JT Music 1092 on Instagram and Facebook and check out what's going on there.
We're here with Rob is Creeping It Real.
What's good? How's it going?
Do you have any other tags, man?
What's up?
Any other tags on Instagram or whatever?
No, I just use Rob's Creeping It Real for just about everything. So just hanging out.
I've been listening to the Reptile Talk podcast. You're doing a lot of herping now, right?
So much herping. Yeah. I love herping because when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to keep snakes. My dad's afraid of snakes, so instead of keeping snakes, I would just go out and find them. And luckily enough, where I was in Massachusetts, there's no venomous snakes, so I didn't have to worry. I could just grab whatever I find.
You know what's funny was up north, so like you have like copperheads, you have all that stuff. But the thing is, like, there are salamanders out there. Like, you lick them and your face will go numb. Yeah. Like, you'll basically die. So it's like, oh, the snakes, they're the bad ones.
Just don't go around eating things that you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but nice, dude, nice. Any highlights from your herping trips or
timbers? I don't know, man. I've only found one timber because they're endangered in New England.
Right.
So there's not a lot of places you can see them. I found one and I flipped it under a rock. It was like probably maybe 3 foot, but it was like a rocky kind of cave area.
Yeah.
And I flipped it. I was with a guy who does rattlesnake research up there.
Okay, nice.
And he was not tagging them, but he was marking them so he could track where they're going and where they spend their time and stuff. That's the only one I've ever found, which is like a big bummer because I used to find copperheads all the time.
Yeah.
But timbers just have eluded me. And then since I moved down to North Carolina, the spot where I'm at right now is like directly in the dip of where they don't occur. So I haven't seen any.
They just hate you.
Yeah, they just don't like me.
And so I know you from Nerd. Is that why you left Nerd? Because of the move?
Yeah, moving down North Carolina.
Okay.
I wanted to focus on my own collection a little bit.
Nice.
I wanted to start a venomous collection, so I haven't started just yet.
Because you can't in New York, right?
Yeah. New England, there's no states that allow private ownership of venomous snakes.
Damn.
So I got permitted. I was on the New England Reptile permit to work with their venomous snakes. You saw some of the videos. I was working with some of their stuff, which is not an easy task to do.
No, I bet.
And then I really wanted to start my own venomous collection. In North Carolina, it goes by county.
Okay.
So I figured if I moved down here, I don't have to deal with winter.
Nope.
And then also I can start my own venomous collection.
Yeah,
so that's
dude.
been my goal.
What's your horde looking like now?
Right now I keep mostly born and short-tailed pythons. I also have some blood pythons. I have a few carpet pythons. I got some scrubs, some corn snakes, some ball pythons.
Scrubs, the scrubs, it sucks in Florida we can't have them. And you know what? There's no reason.
There's no reason.
FWC was like, what are the top 5 biggest snakes? No.
Yeah, none of those.
It's so sad, dude. It's
a bummer because I had a lot of people.
Barneck scrubs, dude. Oh.
Yeah, I had people asking me, they're like, if you're moving south, just come down to Florida. Come down to Florida. You can do venomous stuff here, and it's like. No. They just banned scrubs, so even if I could keep venomous, I can't have my scrubs, so...
Exactly, it's not worth the trade-off.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And you keeping any venomous now, or not yet?
No, not yet. The county that I'm in right now is real strict on that, so I'm moving out of that county in November, so as soon as I do, I'm heading to a county where I can keep stuff.
Sweet. And what about dreams? Like, what are you looking to work with?
I really love rhino vipers, just mostly viper species. I love the South American jumping vipers. I love the Tremoceros insularis.
Yeah, of course.
Waggler's pit vipers.
Yeah, dude.
Schlegeli are okay, the eyelash vipers, but I got a list of stuff that I'm just like, it's not crazy. Naja Atra, the Chinese cobras.
Yeah, dude.
I really want to get a couple of those.
What is it? Delta's Exotics, one of the employees at Imperial, she loves the Trimerestus genus. Loves it. She has a lot of taxonomic beef with it, though.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, most groupings of reptiles, there's a lot of stuff that is just wrong. Like right now, all scrub pythons pretty much are ones like the southern scrubs, the highland scrubs, barnecks, and I think there's one more. They're all grouped under the same Latin name, Similia.
And they'll change too, right? They've changed from Morelia.
Yeah, they are in Similia now because they're now grouped with Boland's pythons. They used to be in Morelia with carpets and green trees, but
yeah. Personally, dude. So I'm not a big fan of like ball pythons. Also, reason I don't like the vipers, the big vipers. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Modern Reptile. Gaboons. I don't like heavy-bodied snakes for the most part. But dude, the scrubs, they're so nice. The Bolands are so nice. White lip pythons. We've got a couple white lips out here, southerns and northerns.
Cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love them, dude.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about white lip pythons. I'm real picky about what I like. I like stuff that's got a lot of contrast to it.
Okay.
So like the white lips, they just don't have a lot. I mean, they're iridescent, but they're just kind of a standard color, and it's like, I don't really like those. So I really like the Barneck scrubs that got nice, clean bands on them, lots of contrast on them. The Highlands.
What's their size? How big do they get?
So they've been recorded to get up to like 16, 17 feet long.
Amazing.
But most people, once they hit like 10 to 14 foot long, that's a good size scrub.
Okay, yeah. And have you ever gotten them breeding for you yet, or no?
I've
heard they're kind of notorious for that.
I've tried pairing them, but nothing is hatched as of yet.
Okay, I feel you. And what do you keep them in?
Right now, I got my biggest ones in 4x2x2s with radiant heat panels and stuff.
Okay.
My smaller ones, I got a couple babies. They're in Southerns, and they're in 18, 12 Exoterras. They're about to get moved up into, they're in 12, 18 Exoterras right now. They're moving up into 18, 24s probably in the next month or so.
Nice, dude. Sick.
They could probably spend a little bit more time in the smaller ones, but I just want to give them a little bit more dynamic room.
Yeah, a little bit more stuff to do and stuff like that. And what about temperament? How are they handling? They're also notorious for that.
Yeah, I mean, Janet is my baby. She's the one that I had the longest. I had her for 8 years, and I got her when she was like maybe a month old.
Okay.
And so I picked her because of her temperament. I worked with her with handling when she was younger. Yeah. So I don't even use a snake hook for her. I literally just take my hat, I lay it over the top of her inside of her enclosure, and then I just pick her up.
Yeah.
But with with all the rest of them, I use a hook at least to take them out. Most of them, once you get them out of the enclosure, they're okay. I have one juvenile female barneck that's like pretty defensive, and then I have my female southern is a juvenile, like a small one, and she's been defensive too. But in the last month and a half, she's actually made a lot of progress where now she doesn't try and bite me every time I take her out. She just squares up and she's like, I can hurt you. And I'm like, I know, I can do it. I know, it's okay.
Yeah,
she's
the
like,
teeth got
I hold all the power.
Yeah. And, I haven't even seen one in person.
Really?
I've never seen a scrub python, never.
Oh my goodness.
I know, dude.
They're incredible.
It's so sad. I don't actually like the patternless ones either.
Yeah, the patternless ones don't draw me as much as the stuff that's got pattern on them.
Yeah. Sick, dude. And with the venomous stuff, the rhino vipers.
Yep.
They're pretty nice.
I love them.
They're pretty nice.
I love them. And a lot of people are like, rhino vipers are okay, but gaboons, and I'm like, nah,
no.
they don't. Gaboons do not touch rhinos as far as looks. They just don't. I don't even care. The nicest gaboon will still get smoked by a fairly drab rhino, in my opinion. And then also, not a lot of people will experience this, but the keeled scales on rhino vipers are like the most unique feeling scales that I've ever felt in my life. It's so just different.
I bet. And what about we've had a bit on here where I think, honestly, because I've never worked with rhinos or gaboons, so I can't really say, or the Bitis genus in general. But like blood pythons, I'm always saying like Sumatran shorttails, the blood pythons, basically temperament, not necessarily temperament is the same, but like they're very similar snakes to have to work with, especially at the larger sizes.
They've got power behind them for sure, but I don't know. I feel like I guess both can be fairly placid when you're working with them, but I don't know. They have a very similar body build, but I don't know. They the ones that I worked with, at least the rhinos and the gaboons and stuff, they just are a little bit different than the bloods that I
different. You
with.
say like temperament?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way that they watch things, I mean, it's kind of similar, but I don't know. They're just different classes in my head.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. And would you so free handling? What's your opinion on that?
I don't do it, man. It's not worth it. And even for the people who are like, well, I get a better feel for my snake when you free handle, don't post it online. If you're that much about it just being for you and your relationship with the snake, don't post it online, because why? Who else needs to see that? Who are you trying to prove yourself to? Because there's only two options, right? It's one, the snake is super placid, so you're not doing anything impressive.
Right.
Or two, the thing's just tolerating you, and it's like, what's the point? I don't see the point. The risk reward is not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I always use tools when I'm working with stuff.
Yeah. For me, I think it's clout chasing. I think if you're gonna do it, it's just to, get some likes.
That's it. Do you guys see the Tyler Nolan's here today?
Oh yeah. Actually, I was gonna invite him on. We'll see if he comes on. I'll ask him the same question.
Thank you so much for watching. For the full episode of this Reptiles With Podcast live at the Daytona Beach National Reptile Breeders Expo, click the link down in the bio.